Hi, welcome to Pilates with Assel. This is day one of our beginner Pilates series. Today we're going to focus on Pilates principle alignment. So we're going to explore the connection and the natural line of the body. We're going to learn how to stack the pelvis, ribs, and head on top of one another. And we're going to explore the inner alignments through different planes of movement. When you're ready, let's begin. So we're going to start at the end of the mat, feet hip widths apart, knees soft, palms nice and open. You can close your eyes here and just take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Start feeling the weight of the body on the feet. Assess what that feels like. Try to gauge where do you feel the weight the most. On the sides of your feet, on the heel, on the toes. And try to balance it in the center. Make sure you're keeping your spine in the neutral. Your pelvis is nice and centered. Continue breathing. With the next breath, inhale. And as you exhale, tuck your chin and slowly roll over. You can let your arms hang, swing from side to side. And when you're ready, inhale, and as you exhale, start to slowly rolling back up. Tuck the tailbone, stack the pelvis, rib cage, shoulders, and your head. Soft gaze forward. Again, inhale at the top, exhale, roll down. You can hold on to your elbows as you swing from side to side. Make sure to keep your knees soft. When you're ready, come to center and start slowly rolling yourself back up. Again, feel the alignment, pelvis, rib cage, and head stacking on top of one another. Last one, inhale at the top, exhale, tuck the chin, and roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time. And when you're ready, slowly roll yourself back up. Beautiful. Now, when you roll yourself down, walk yourself into a plank. Soft gaze right in front of you. Deep inhale and exhale to walk yourself back. Hands meet the feet, knees still soft, and you slowly roll yourself back up. Again, inhale at the top, exhale, nice and controlled, roll yourself down. Hands on the mat, walk yourself into a plank. Nice inhale here, and exhale, walk your hands to meet the feet. Soft knees, and slowly roll yourself up. Last one here, tucks the chin, roll yourself down, walk yourself into a plank, hold it here. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Lower the knees. Once you lower the knees, make sure your knees are underneath the hips and hands are firmly underneath the shoulders. Beautiful. Tuck your toes, engage the core, and when you're ready, inhale to prepare, exhale to lift the knees and lower. Again, lift the knees and lower. Make sure to keep your spine nice and aligned. Try not to arch your back and follow your breath. Engaging your core should really help you lift the knees in this exercise. So you should feel your abdominals switching on as well. Soft gaze forward. We got last 3, 2, and last one. Hold at the top and release. Beautiful. Untuck the toes, and now let's work on some thread the needle to warm up our mid back. So when you're ready, look to the left arm up, inhale, and exhale, thread it underneath your chest. Again, look up, inhale, and exhale, twist to the right. Last one, inhale, and exhale, twist to the right. Perfect. The other side, right arm goes up, and as you exhale, you twist to the left. Again, and twist. Look up, and twist. Beautiful. Now, as you keep engaging the core, keep being mindful of the alignment. We're going to work on some modified Pilates push-ups. So when you're ready, again, make sure your knees are underneath the hips, your hands are underneath the shoulders. Inhale, and as you exhale, you start bringing your elbows to the mat and lift. Again, inhale to prepare, exhale, elbows reach the mat and lift. Make sure your elbows don't flare up to the sides, nice and controlled. Inhale and exhale. When you straighten the elbow, you should feel as if you're pushing the mat away. So make sure your hands are firmly on the mat. Last 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Oof, I felt this one. Now let's lie on the side. To start exploring the alignment through side lying exercises. So rest your head on the arm and stack your legs. So you need to make sure that your core is still engaged. I would prefer to put my top hand in front of me for some extra support. And I would also try to even my hips to make sure they're stacked on top of one another, which will then lead to me having a little bit of gap between myself and the mat. So just check your alignment, check how you're feeling. And when you're ready, we're gonna squeeze both legs and lift them at the same time. So inhale to prepare, engage the core. exhale to lift. They don't have to go too high. Do what feels good for you. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Now bend your bottom knee at about 45 degrees. Top leg stays straight. And we're just going to flex the foot and lift the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold at the top and release. Now lift yourself on your elbow. Make sure your elbow is underneath the shoulder. You are not leaning too much forward or backward. Nice and aligned. The top leg stays at the hip level. Top arm can stay on the mat for if you need support, or you can put it on your waist or on your head. Do what feels good for you today. I'm gonna try keep it on my waist. So flex the foot, kick the leg forward, point the toe, squeeze the glute as you swoop it back. Flex the foot, kick your leg forward, point the toe, and swoop it back. You should really feel a good squeeze in your glute. Again. Exhale as you kick it forward. Inhale as you swoop it back. Oof. Last 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Now stack your top leg on top of the bottom leg and bring your hand on the mat. Make sure your hand, hips, and feet are all in the same line. And then we're gonna reach our arm overhead as we lift our hips. That's 1, 2. Keep going like this. Make sure your core is engaged. You should start feeling your obliques. Last 2. And last 1. Hold, hold, and release. Beautiful. We can come to a nice mermaid stretch. So knees in kind of 90 degrees if possible. And then you're gonna bring bottom arm overhead. This should feel really nice. Perfect. Now, before we move on to the other side, let's continue working on our core. Lay down on the mat. Take a moment to make yourself comfortable. And when you're ready, imprint your spine. So tuck the pelvis and imprint your lower back and lift one leg at a time into tabletop. And now from here, you can either alternate toe taps. So bring one foot to the floor to tap at a time. Or if you want an extra challenge, you can bring both feet to tap the floor at a time. Pick what feels good for you today. Inhale, exhale to tap. Make sure your lower back is on the floor at all times. Last one on each side. Beautiful. Hug the knees. Now bring the knees back into the tabletop. And when you're ready, tuck the chin, curl the chest, and reach with your arms forward. And we have our modified hundreds. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Release. Hug your knees. And when you're ready, straighten one leg as you're still hugging the other knee. Tuck your chin, curl your chest. Make sure your lower back is still on the floor. Hold on to the knee. Inhale, exhale, switch the legs. Inhale, exhale, switch the legs. Nice, slow, controlled movement here. We got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Oof. I definitely felt this one. All right, now let's work on the other side. So lie on the opposite side, head resting on the mat, legs stacked and straight. They could be slightly in front of you if you want. Again, top arm for support will be nice and strong on the mat. Hips, top hip away from you to leave a little bit of gap between you and the mat. And when you're ready, squeeze the legs and lift. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. Last 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Now bend your bottom leg, flex the top foot, and lift. 1, 2, 3. Remember to not drop the top leg. It stays at the hip level and only goes up. Last 2, and 1. Hold and release. Beautiful. Now come onto your elbow. Again, elbow underneath the shoulder. Top leg stays at hip level. And when you're ready, exhale, kick. Inhale, swoop it back. Exhale, kick. Inhale, swoop it back. Engage your core. Make sure to really lift through the side of the body. Last 3, 2, and last one. Nice. Now come onto your hand underneath the shoulder. Top leg bent, stacked on top of the bottom. Hand, hips, feet are on the same line. And we're going to reach the arm overhead as we lift the hips. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Lift. Inhale to lower. Continue like this. Last 2. And last 1. Hold and release. Beautiful. Now we're going to explore the alignment by laying on our stomach. So this is our last exercise for the day. We will finish nice and easy. So elbows underneath the shoulders, hands firmly on the mat. Legs can be mat width apart or slightly closer. Engage the core again to help support your lower back and really grow out of your shoulders. Your neck is the continuation of your spine. So picture a line starting at the crown of your head and going through your spine, through your neck, between your ribs, all the way to your pelvis. Breathe. Soft gaze in front of you. Last 2. Press the mat away from you. And release. Beautiful. Let's come to child's pose. Reach the arms in front of you on the mat. You can bring your forehead to the floor. Slowly walk yourself back up. And let's do one last closing breath together. When you're ready, inhale and reach your arms up. Close your palms, bring them to the heart. Exhale. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, arms up. And exhale. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next class. Bye.